Welcome to the end of the year, guys. My name is Dean.
And I'm Tyler.
And we're closing out 2022. Where the fuck did this year go?
Dude, it disappeared right in front of our eyes, man.
I
Kind
know.
of scary.
You want to talk about scary? I mean, we talked about Zeri the other week, and who knows what the fuck is going to happen. So apparently, really quick, we'll touch on that. Is it Demacia Cup? There's other like tournaments that go on kind of like in the preseason. Yep. Apparently, Yuumi and Zeri are just like all over that shit, and it's disgusting.
Is that the one going on in Korea?
Or the Koopa Cup? It's something, yeah, it's one of those, like, I think it is a Korean tournament. But
yeah,
from what I've been seeing on Reddit is that people watch that. Just those two champions are just running rampant. So can't wait for Pro Play next year.
Well, you already know what's coming, so that's the good news, I guess, huh?
Right.
You get the drop on what's going to happen in Pro Play. Wonderful.
Speaking of, for LCS, last week we asked how you guys felt about the LCS time and day change.
Yeah.
Either I love it, I'm indifferent about it, I absolutely hate it. 100% of you guys said you don't care, indifferent. So
that's not what I thought I would see. I thought I would see more people saying they hate it, but I think it was on Hotline League this week. They had a couple callers from the UK calling in, and they had asked one of the callers, like, hey, your time, if we start at this time, what does that mean for you? And it sounded like that person was only able to watch, like, I don't know, 2 or maybe 3 games, depending on length. And I don't know, I haven't looked at is 12 o'clock the game start time, or is that just the broadcast start time?
Dude, that's what I was confused about.
They haven't solidified that for us. Where in the past, we knew, like, this past year and the year before that, it was, what was it, like 2 o'clock, I think, was the time the game started, so they broadcasted about 30 minutes beforehand. So I don't know if they're doing that again.
Here, I got this on screen. So it says January 6th, 26th. It does say start time of 12 p.m., 3 p.m. Eastern time. That does not tell me.
Oh, it does say primary. Oh no, this is primary broadcast days. The Thursday.
Doesn't say game start.
Right.
So I'm gonna guess.
I'm gonna assume it's game start time, because that's what they've been the past couple of years.
Right, because their countdowns are only 30 minutes, I think.
You're right. So,
no one
it did come up in that that person did say, I think they said it starts at like 8 p.m. for them, because I think it's an 8-hour difference. And they said, yeah, no one's watching games 4 and 5, excuse me. Or if they take longer than that, maybe not even the end of game 3, depending on how long the broadcast takes. So that sounded pretty painful when it seemed like they wanted to capture more European viewers. So I got to question what the hell Riot's doing here. I'm a little perplexed, I guess.
maybe it was last week's episode. Maybe I didn't get to this. No, they didn't have one this week because they're off. So it was last week. They were talking about, maybe they should put the like better games at the end of the schedule, so people would like make sure to watch through the whole thing. And then I think like Mark argued, well, you don't want to start the broadcast off with like a dog shit matchup.
That's right.
So it's kind of so no matter where they put it, it's like, okay, if they put it in the front, no one's gonna watch. In the United States, probably not that many people are gonna watch it. Sure, in Europe they're gonna watch it, and then middle of the day, no one in Europe is gonna watch it. Still, probably not everyone in North America is gonna watch it. And then if it's at the end, no one in Europe is gonna watch it, and then possibly NA watches it. It just because there's not always every game of the day is not gonna be good. No one wants to see fucking like Dignitas versus like CLG. I don't know what the rosters are. Maybe it could be next level, but come on, I should even look at the schedule. That'd be a good idea.
It's weird because like when you look at, obviously it's really easy to compare to traditional sports, right? You look at NFL, for example, and they have Thursday night football, and sometimes the Thursday night games are just a fucking slog. You turn around, you see the 2-11 Texans or whatever, whatever their record is now, 2-13 or whatever, play playing some other trash tier team this year, like the Broncos, like, oh wow, I really don't want to watch this fucking football game. It's kind of it almost feels the same, except they get away with it, and I don't know if it has to do with whether or not their product is superior or just that much more highly touted, regardless of how awful the matchup may be. Which tells me that there should be some sort of data that would not be matchup specific. But obviously, Riot's collected a ton of data for their project here, and so
I wish I wish people could see it.
right. I wish it was more transparent, and it's not, and that part really sucks. It actually, I think, I don't remember if I mentioned this last episode, but it certainly feels like, at least me as a viewer, is being pushed out. And they're trying to cast a big net to get more people in, but the problem with that is just like, it just doesn't seem like a strong option. I don't know.
It doesn't make sense, and they just need to explain it to us why they think it makes sense. And again, we've mentioned this. They just were like, "Oh, here's this information. Peace. We're going on vacation for 2 weeks." So that's
so dumb.
Then they had, well, yeah, it was the Papa Smithy episode, right? When he was on,
yes,
and they were talking about he had been like knowing about this for months because they've been meeting and stuff, and it's like they had how long to fucking tell us, but. So, okay, so first day, the 26th, 100 Thieves versus C9. That'd probably be a banger game, considering we're going to see Double Lift back, we're going to see Bjergsen on, And then just the end of the day, TSM versus Immortals, I don't think that does, I don't remember, what is TSM's roster? Is it budget again?
It doesn't matter. I don't even know what the roster is, but all I know is it doesn't matter. I think TSM and Team Liquid went for like full foreign speaking teams, I believe, if I remember correctly. I don't know. There's just like a brain drain, it feels like, in the squads. I mean, I know TSM lost a shit ton of money, so and that's all on the FTX deal. I know League itself lost a fuck ton of money on that also. So that's probably not helping.
Well, we also found out that there's no lock-in tournament.
Yeah. That was a one and done.
They
two and done.
I think Mark just randomly, or maybe I saw it on a YouTube comment. I saw someone that was just like, "Oh yeah, there's no lock-in tournament this year." I'm like, "Oh, why would that not be announced like on this post that I was just looking at where it tells me the TLDR?" Unless it does. Let me see. Lock-in tournament is not mentioned at all in this LCS schedule. Like, I guess like it was okay. Lock-in was cool, I guess. I like a mini tournament and bracket and stuff. But like, I guess they're hurting so bad on the FTX that they can't afford the $50,000 prize pool anymore, apparently. I'm calling it like that.
Seriously. TSM's roster is Solo, Boogie, Maple, Neo, and Chime.
Super budget.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like you said, it's just like no one cares to watch that garbage. Although Immortals is I believe a better roster this year. I don't remember who the roster is now, but I do recall them having a much more improved roster this year over last year, but I don't know, is that saying a whole lot? I'm not sure.
So yeah, I guess, I mean, as cliche as it sounds, we're just gonna have to wait and see how it goes. I don't have high hopes for it. I don't think you have high hopes for it. I mean, I guess I'll watch VODs, but it's not the same as watching it live. You know?
Right.
I don't know. We'll see. So, moving on. Also, if you guys haven't realized this yet, we're just kind of doing a end of the year, just kind of fan or like reading. Nothing special episode.
Yeah, kind of a fan episode for you guys.
We have
a lot to catch up on.
Yeah, we were gonna do a champion review, but Tyler reminded me it was Akali and Malzahar, you said, and they both had a lot of changes, and we wanted to kind of incorporate all the shit we're about to talk about, plus that, and that'd be way too long. So
yeah, those two alone are probably 45 minutes in an episode together. And
next week.
Yeah, and this amount of content, or this is a lot of time as well. I just didn't want to put you guys through like an hour and a half worth of listening or viewing or whatever. I want to give you guys a small nugget to have. So I know we did miss a comment last week when we were talking about the create a skin concept.
Yeah,
and then we even got another addition to that as well. But on YouTube, Bismack 6796, which just reminds me of Bismarcky, rest in peace. He said Dunkmaster Jace with his melee Q. And
that was another one I forgot.
Dunkmaster ones.
Yeah, for sure. Forgot about that one. That's a good one. Just give me a whole like.
Is that to the skies?
Yeah, the flipperoonie skin skill. Yeah, no, definitely that would be a good idea. And then we also briefly forgot about our boy Mayo. And he said RGB Zeri, she changes hue every time she uses Q, maybe every 3 hits. I feel like if she was changing color every Q, that would give me an aneurysm or something, and it would just make my eyes fucking hurt. Can you imagine this little fuck? It'd be like the, what's it called? Imperium skin line? This just kind of looks like a vomit of colors.
Right.
What skin was it the other day we were playing and you mentioned something? Was it Vex? Was it Imperium Vex? And you're like, that just doesn't look like
splash art. No, it just looks like a bunch of colors. It's really, really bad. We were loading into the game like, I mean, I know what that is, but like also, what is that?
Someone just got a bunch of paint and just went.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a very. It's got potential. It's just that the splash arts are kind of duty pants, if you ask me.
And of course, while we're on YouTube, really quick, guys, go over there and follow right here. Let's build this subscribers up. We got some good gameplay videos. The 5-man madness, the full team. That was a good one. I got 2 more coming out. Hopefully this weekend I'll have one. I'm not even gonna spoil it because they're both really fucking good. And we get our fucking game. We were on a fat losing streak. Our boy Asler came in, carried the shit out of us. It was great. It was a good game,
bro. Asler, if you're listening, the god.
Can't wait.
The LeBlanc god, and it was the god we needed. I don't know if it's the god we deserve, but it was definitely the god we needed. Saved our skins. I mean, me and
Steven?
Was that a 5? No, that was a 5.
It was 4.
Oh no, purple was out. That's right, purple was out.
It was me, you, Steven, and Asler played Ramus that game. Actually, no.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna spoil it because it was a really fucking fun game.
It was a fun game. No, it wasn't. It did not look good to start, but like I said, Asler the savior.
Yep. All right, so let's. Well, we're still talking about the skins really quick. We had a few more over here on Discord. Let me get this back up. Boom, there we go. So we had our boy Jazzy. He said, while Trucker Orin is amazing and probably the best option, I'd like to see any of the following Orin skins. So we have a Orin connoisseur here. Let your mind flow with the possibilities. Battlecast, Black Frost, Dragon Guardian, Full Metal, Mecha, World Breaker, Gentleman, and we can always use another Star Guardian launch. First glance, I feel like Gentleman would be fucking sick. Could you imagine him? Kind of like the Gragas Esquire with the fucking... Just give
right, he'd have to have his beard all taken care of and stuff like that.
Oh, man, that'd be sick.
He could have, like... some sort of grog out of a horn. You know, the Orin horn? Just give him a horn, but like make it look super fancy like Game of Thrones does. Like, you know, they gild it and whatnot, make it look all real nice. Would he wear glass? No, he'd wear a monocle, huh? No, we already have a monocle though. You have Nasus with the monocle, so
right.
What you could give a real nice fucking hammer, you could, maybe.
Any other of these ones? I think World Breaker would be a good one too.
World Breaker would be cool. I don't really know the design template for World Breaker.
It's like the Aztecs, right?
I think so. I would have a hard time trying to describe that for Orin, but I could see, like, I could picture it. I just couldn't describe it, if that makes sense. Like, I kind of think of like World Breaker Nautilus, which is a pretty good one too.
I think he said Battlecast and Mecha. I'm so over Mecha skins.
I'm so over Mecha skins.
It's something they would do for sure. They would do, but
I think Black Frost would be sick because he's all fire, right?
Is
And you
there
can just make
only
them basically like a Nivea.
is the Nivea the only black?
No,
they have
there's-
Renekton. Or,
Yeah. There's a couple
Rek'Sai.
Black Cross.
Yeah, Rek'Sai. Is it Vel'Koz? I'm trying to see. Oh yeah, here we go. Anivia, Alistair,
Alistair. Yeah.
Renekton, Scion. Yeah, this is a cool skin
Oh.
line, dude. They come on.
It would be cool to do with Orin just because it kind of flips him the other way. Just like his sister, Anivia.
And then let's see any other ones. Full Metal could be interesting.
Full Metal to me is kind of Battlecast and Mecha. I think like you said, I have a little fatigue on the Mecha skin line because there's like 5 skin lines that look like that. But Star Guardian Orin, on the other hand,
I feel like that could be a good April Fool's skin.
yeah, it would fit in with the Urgot one, right?
Pajama Guardian. Yeah. No, those are all great suggestions, though. I feel like Orin has a
Those are
lot
very
of
good.
a lot of potential, but they don't give him that many skins. Sucks.
Yeah. What is Ornn, I guess?
Like,
what is his
what is he like in lore?
animal wise? Yeah, like if you had to equate him to an animal, he's not a. I mean, Alistair's a bull. Is he like a
I mean,
like a hog?
a ram. He's got ram horns.
Oh, a ram. Okay. So I was just trying to think of like, man, what else could he do with a ram? I mean, you don't want that awful football team in your game.
What does Russell Wilson say? He's like,
ride.
Let's ride.
Broncos country, let's ride. Orange country, let's build.
Oh my god. So yeah, thank you for those suggestions, Sazzy. And then Calientes had one more where he said Brony Hecarim.
So good.
Basically
So
a
good.
non-mech version of the arcade skin with a giant heart stamped on his ass. His glaive is replaced with a heart-tipped wand, and the aura from his W contains floating mini ponies and unicorns. This is like My Little Pony Hecarim.
Well, that's exactly
Is
it.
that what a brony? Okay,
A brony is like a male who likes My Little Pony.
got it. Okay, I didn't know that. We learned that today. Voice lines are replaced with insane lines from the show, with Hecarim screaming "Friendship is magic" as he casts his ult, causing enemies in the target area to flee in disgust rather than fear. I could see this potentially even being a Star Guardian skin.
I was gonna say it sounds very Star Guardian, and I sometimes get the feel that Star Guardian is obviously Sailor Moon, but has like kind of My Little Pony-ish to it. A good person to really like flesh this out would be Sean's brother. Sean's older brother is a brony.
Oh my god.
So he would actually be able to flesh this out and make it good and make it hilarious. And speaking of brony, I mean, I feel like with Ornn, you could actually make like a Care Bear Ornn.
That would be Care Bear Volibear too. It could be
Right. You could kind of fit Brony Hecarim in with that because Care Bears and My Little Pony are very similar in stylistic design. So hilarious. Calientes, thank you again for another banger of a comment, dude. You don't stop leaving them, and I know you said you were not feeling well. So hopefully you're feeling better now. I live for your comments every week, dude.
Right. No, we love it.
They're
We love
always
it.
so good. Thank you.
You want to move over to this
Yeah.
or that?
Young Perp gave us a fun one last night. So not a lot of people had a chance to respond to this one. So we can hit up the couple that did respond. But Purple asked to pick between this or that. Would you delete 3 champs? Or would you rather give 2 bans per person in ranked? Calientes had another great paragraph. Calientes said 1 ban each feels like a good balance to me. 2 bans per person means up to 20 ban champions per game, depending on duplicates. This would make it too easy to wipe out the strong champions for a role that is considered overpowered on that patch. Champion pools need to be taken into account as well. Most people who play to climb likely have 2 to 3 champions that they're decent at piloting, but drop off massively if they're banned out or picked by the enemy. I know I don't have time to learn another 2 to 3 champions in my main role, plus maybe 1 to 2 in my off role to cover all possibilities in the ban phase. So, delete Yumi, Shaco, and Fizz, and ban the sociopaths that one-tricked them.
So
Solid choices.
something that we've talked about this before, and it's like What happens when they reach 200 champions? Like, if is who knows how long the longevity of this game is going to be, but of course they're always going to be making new things. I don't see them just like stopping the creation of new champions.
Right.
So it's like once we get to, we're already pushing. We're at 161, 162 champions. We're pushing it for 10 bans a game. I mean, obviously, there's also a handful. It comes down to the other issue is like there's a handful of champions that just don't even exist. Like they can't even be played. They're so bad. Like,
It's true.
but yeah, what happens when what's gonna happen when we get to 200, 250 champions? I think that's way too many. I think we should be adding a second ban. As much as I'd love to delete Yumi, Zeri, and probably like Master Yi or something, I can't think of another like super toxic champion off the top of my head that's just nonsense that no one ever wants to fucking touch.
Aatrox.
Aatrox, Katarina.
Get him out of there.
Katarina would be a good
oh,
one.
God.
It's just champions, it's. But I feel like if we had 2 bans, 20 bans out of 161, who cares? Or at least
I'm with Calientes a little bit. That's a lot because you just ban out an entire role at that point. However, I would be in favor. I don't know how to word this. So you give 3 extra bans per team. So you get your 5, or no, give 3 extra bans per game. So you give 5, and then I think it would be interesting. The only problem is this takes up a fuck ton of time in pregame, and that already is a time-consuming piece. But my thought is like you give everyone a chance to ban one, and once all those bans are done, you let both teams pick champions, other champions that they may want to ban, and then kind of either vote on them or roulette them, kind of like they do with is it One for All where you get to ban champions, or no, when you pick One for All where you pick champions and it kind of roulettes the picks depending on who picks what.
Okay.
Very quick like little roulette thing, like, oh shit, this one didn't get banned, or that Jackwagon decided they weren't gonna ban anything, or whatever, and then that's the only other option I would see that would work. But it gets so time consuming in pregame. And like the one thing that fucking always sucks is like you can get all the way through pregame, in the last 5 seconds someone just dodges, and it's like, dude, why did I just spend 10 to 15 minutes in pregame getting everything fucking picked for someone to dodge, and I do that shit all over again? So that part is kind of discouraging, and even giving 2 bans like that would be nuts. So I don't know how else you could do that quickly without taking, maybe take 1 extra minute.
What about?
I'm sure there's a way to do that.
What about the possibility of not allowing duplicate bans, or like showing bans in real time, like so that no one can ban, teams can't ban the same thing. So it's 10 unique.
Like back to alternating bans.
I mean, not necessarily, but like just don't. So if you go to ban champion, it'll like be like, oh, oops, like this champion's already been banned by the enemy team. Don't ban that. You can't ban this champion. I'm like, okay, so it's 10 unique every game. Everyone fucking hates Master Yi. Everyone hates Yumi. Of course, like, there's a good high chance. I have to look at, like, ban rates, but, like, they're already guaranteed. So it's like, oh, okay, I can just use this on another one then. Also, can we force people to ban champions? I can't stand when people hit don't know ban. Like, they give up their ban.
I don't mind when people actually lock in no ban, but I feel like a lot of people just forget that they're banning and they just don't ban something. It's like,
it's a waste. Give it. Maybe if you can elect you don't want to ban, give that extra vote to me.
Else.
Yeah.
Or like if someone doesn't ban, then just give it to the first person in the lobby or whatever.
Yeah.
Like if they just don't ban, it's like, oh, okay, you have an extra 10 seconds to pick another champion. Go.
That
would actually be an interesting development.
I feel like it's a waste when someone's
It's
like
a super waste.
or especially if the person doesn't ban something and they're top laner and they go against Darius and they get shit on and they start crying. I'm like, you elected to not ban someone, and you could have banned Darius. You fucking donkey.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I get nervous about how long it takes in pregame. So I almost feel like just deleting champions like Yumi or whatever. Kind of like, remember when they removed Gangplank from the game? kind of like that.
Well, who was
But-
it? Was it where they talked about? I think maybe we talked about it, but like they have a pool of champions that rotates from patch to patch. I don't think that'd be very viable because like, what if your main isn't on the rotation? You know, like if there was 100 champions per patch and like the other 60 are just away from it.
Yeah, that would be yeah. I think that would turn a lot of people off from playing the game. That unfortunately, like,
No, I don't
it
want.
sounds like it could be a cool idea, but like people would just stop playing the game.
It was God, what did they? I think they were talking about it. What was it? They were talking about it on like on LCS. Is it what? Is it a Korean league? I don't think it's LCK, but like, what's the term where like you play a game and then the next game you can't play the same champions again?
Oh, okay.
But that'd
You
just be
just
for
have to
pro play.
alternate, like, okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't like so if the first team
I
clicks,
forgot about that. Yeah, I think they did talk about that in LCS.
they like pick Zeri and then if it's a
Or
best,
no,
it's like a
did
best
we
of 3.
talk about that?
I want to say
I want to say like we talked about that in Worlds or something
I
like
think
that.
it was on Hotline League. They're talking about where like like a Korean like minor league or the equivalent of like
LFL or something.
that they tried that in like
academy.
like academy teams or like a best of 3. They have that rule like, oh, I picked Zeri this game, meaning the next game
You got to pick something else.
you have to pick something else. So
Yeah, that's like a one pick. Like you have the whole pool, and then you pick, and then that picks off the table for the rest of the series, or off the table for the next game for both teams.
I guess it could be interesting. I mean, that would literally just be for pro play though.
Right.
That's-
It would be an interesting tournament style for sure. I think that would be fun if someone ran, even if it wasn't like a super serious tournament, but some sort of tournament with that sort of pick style. It's like, oh, you picked that last game, pick something else, jackwagon. Like that, I think that would be that would make for a really fun tournament. If we had more people, I'd say let's run a tournament like that. But we gotta get more people to do that.
Right.
This is where you guys come in, your friends, your families, the person that you hate that you want to see suffer by playing League. Do you want to see them play top lane and be a masochist just
No
like the
one
rest
wants
of
to
us?
play top lane. Holy shit.
Hey, I've been playing top lane, okay?
Yeah, I
Gragas.
know. Ooh, spoilers. And then finally we had Jazzy again. He said 2 bans is far more likely realistically, but I'd 100% go with delete 3. Shaco, Timo, and Viego. Don't even need to think about it. Probably, yeah, I think I feel like Timo should just get deleted because he's just fucking useless.
I don't even ban Teemo because I don't want to play against Teemo. I ban Teemo because I don't want my teammates playing Teemo. Like, that's... I ban Teemo more because I don't want him on my team because he doesn't offer jack shit, and most people that fucking pilot him don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Well, they pick him because they think they're going to be like, oh, I'm playing Timo Ignite. I'm going to shit on my laner. And then, oops.
And then get shit on. And then don't fucking shroom. Like, playing... that is like the epitome of their Yasuo versus our Yasuo, right? Ours is 0-10 in feeds, and he's looking for that power spike, and their Yasuo hit power spike level 1 and is fucking 20-2 or something.
Or it's like it's our Yasuo's first time playing, but then the
Yeah,
enemy champion has
and
like,
they're
or enemy
diamond.
has like, yeah, that too. But yeah, guys, these posts are always open. You can come. Maybe the World Cup one is probably not applicable again because we're out of the World Cup. But
Sure.
promotion, join the Discord, come in here, post some suggestions. You know, we're talking about these things. It's really fun to hear what you guys have to say. So yeah.
Yes, we've had a few new people join just in the past week. Actually, we had a lot of people join in the past week.
Also, just
Jazzy and Bombi and Soul Queen.
yeah, just in general, just come join. We're always trying. I preach about this all the time. It's so much more fun to play with a 5-man and communications.
Yes. Yep.
Because the other day,
Even when you lose.
yeah, were you in the game where was it a set? And he was just like, "Oh, I have an emergency. I gotta leave."
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was last night.
if maybe he did have an emergency, but he
He got
died,
shit on,
yeah,
said FF angle.
and then left. It's not fun. It's not fun.
It was so stupid. It's like, why would you do that, man? But yeah, no, seriously, the more people that want to play together, even if it's not a serious, like even if it's just normal or whatever, it makes for more fun, even if you're getting duked on by the other team, because it's just funny. Because you see how serious some people get in some of these, and you're just like, yeah, but like the other day I was playing a Gragas game, and I wasn't playing that well, and because I don't play top lane that often, and I just been picking Phil because I just want to get into a game instead of waiting 69 years for the shit to load. And the guy on the other team was just like yeah, I lost to I don't remember who our mid laner was. I lost to that person or whatever, or maybe he said he lost to you. I don't remember who you're playing. And as I lost to them, I was like, no, you lost to me. And I was like, and I don't even play this champion or this lane. And he got hecka mad. He's like, I can tell. I'm like, yeah, but you still lost to me. And you're platinum and I'm silver, okay? You lost to me. Just because I thought it was funny because he was getting so riled up. And like you see how riled up these people get. And it's like I've certainly been on the other side when you know you're better than somebody and you lose. You're just like, this is fucking bullshit. But that's also just kind of funny to be on the troll side. And it's obviously a lot more fun when you're doing it with people that you are playing with, that you know, or whatever, as opposed to just being in solo queue. Because if it was in solo queue, I probably just wouldn't care. But yeah, you lost to me. I don't really care. It doesn't bother me.
Also, one more thing on that. We want to get enough people. We want to cast some games. Like,
Dude,
I really want to cast some games, some custom games. And please, if you're into that idea,
I'll cast the fuck out of these games. Honestly, excuse me, if you wanted to play a game and share your screen and have it be cast, I'll fucking cast it, dude. I'm actually like something that I am lightweight interested in is casting games. Like Dean was saying, like he wants to like. I think the availability is there to do it, and I'd be more than happy to fuck around with y'all
or
and
even
cast some shit.
even send us like replays if you have like a VOD or
Yeah, that's what
something.
I'm saying.
We'll play that and we'll cast that. That'd be fun. That'd be more content to put on the YouTube channel. So I like that.
Right.
I really like that idea.
And then, oh, one last thing I wanted to mention that I almost forgot. Jazzy had a piece to add about the Yumi episode, and I just forgot to catch it earlier. Jazzy said, as far as what to do about Yumi, I think they should just ditch her identity and start over. I know they won't, but she's not a gateway champion. She's a crutch. Like you mentioned, going from Yumi to Lulu will feel so bad that you'll likely just become a Yumi one-trick pony or stop playing entirely. Making a champion that far outside the box was for sure going to result in a Yorick situation. Either dumpster fire or absolutely busted. And I think that's kind of what I said in the last episode is like, you don't want to turn her into a Yorick and just like, you just don't know what to do. So you just leave her alone and then she just stays there forever until you get a new idea. Because I think we're past that stage in Riot's repertoire that like, we need to fix those champions, not just leave them out there to I don't even want to say to die, just to rot.
Right. It sucks. I mean, it's a little bit better than the Zeri situation because Yumi's almost 4 years old and Zeri's not even a year yet, and they've done so much like surgery on her.
Right.
I just sucks because if they have to like rebuild her from the ground up, that pushes back other champions that deserve more attention. Shyvana, I really want Shyvana to get reworked, and we're gonna have to wait. We're gonna have to wait a whole fucking year for Skarner. There's no other big reworks coming out this next year. Skarner's 2024. Fucking stupid. But I agree. Yumi is either obviously you nerf her into the ground or she's busted. And we saw at Worlds, she's very busted. So it sucks. I don't know what they can do about it.
I have no fucking clue.
What do they do about it?
What are we gonna do about it? Ow.
But yeah, guys, thanks for all the submissions, the write-ins, the posts. We like doing this, and I hope you guys enjoyed an episode like this. It was kind of all over the place, but I think it was fun to just, kind of one-on-one.
Nice little hodgepodge of all the stuff.
Right. I think the last thing I just want to ask you, just straight up, I know I think the season starts the 11th.
Yeah.
Any guesses of what the video is going to be? The cinematic.
Ooh.
Last year was the I remember it just had like Sejuani and Ornn, and the Talia. It kind of shaped out that Belveth storyline, I guess, if you remember that.
Yeah.
Um,
I would be hard pressed if they didn't include Renata and Zeri, at least in the video. I don't know if they'll include Cassante or
I guess, do you want them to like set something up that, remember, not necessarily how Viego was with the Rune Nation the whole year, but do you want like a general theme that's kind of going to be, it's like it'd be cool if they had a story. It doesn't, Rune Nation just sucked. So, but like,
it is cool to have a story. I'm not mad at that. It sucks because like we don't know we don't know what we don't know. So like it would be interesting to have like an idea of the champions that would be coming, because then you could almost build a storyline or a through line. But I wonder, I mean, I think that's a cool idea though. Like, hey, we have these champions coming, we have these things coming. Is there a through line with any of these that we can connect? I mean, obviously in the past there's always been the joking ones like the 3-hit passive phase and all these little phases here and there of champions and styles of champions, but we never really had like a thematic through line for any of these. So
I
don't know.
I really want something, because I think Arcane is supposed to come out next year, at the end of next year. Give me
That's right,
something.
it's 2023.
Give me something that's gonna be like, if it's just some of the Piltover champions, just something that has to do with Arcane. You could incorporate Zeri, Renata. I would be very surprised if they're not in season 2 of Arcane, just because they're both from Zaun,
Right.
That would rule. But maybe that's just wishful thinking. It'll probably just be some cinematic fighting nonsense, but who knows?
I'd like to see them put TF back in it.
That would be cool. Hey, he's only been in the Twist of Fate
I
one,
think he's
right?
only been in the Twist of Fate, yeah, which is iconic as fuck. Don't get me wrong. Just would love to see him again in a cinematic. But I also would just like to see some of the other champions that we don't see very often. Like I don't think we've seen Shen in a cinematic like that.
Ooh, okay.
Um, I know we haven't seen Yorick in any of those cinematics, so it would be fun to just see some champions we haven't seen before. I mean, fuck it, put Yumi in it. I don't know.
Oh my god, stop. Okay. That's how we know we're talking about Yumi again. We need to wrap
Oh
this up.
shit!
I
We gotta
will
go.
I will pose the question so you guys can answer on Spotify or YouTube, whatever. I will start a suggestion thread that's gonna, come into the Discord and submit what you think, what your guesses are for the cinematic, and we'll read them off over the next few weeks for when the season comes. So hit the link tree in the description if you're watching on YouTube. Like, subscribe. Get ready for more gameplay videos. Those are coming out. Having a lot of fun with those, and I think people are liking them. I'm trying to stream pretty often this week, maybe next week. So head over to the Twitch channel as well. But yeah, guys, until next week. I think the patch comes out next week. I don't know. I could be wrong. I think it's been 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Who the fuck knows? Why am I doing Donald Trump hands? I don't know what I'm doing. So we'll talk to you guys next week. Hope you had a good Christmas. Happy New Year. And yeah.
That's my Donald Trump impression.
Later, guys.